So, after carrying out off-page SEO, looking at metadata, meta descriptions and titles, I also looked at Google Trend data. Now, the Google Trends data that I used was around some of the existing keywords for the website, and that included security construction, security fencing, ground maintenance, industrial landscaping, and civils construction. As you can see from the Google Trend data, security fencing is by far the highest rated there, although it's only at certain points, actually, quite a lot of the time. Um, Security fencing, security construction, and ground maintenance are all sort of tangled up together. Interestingly, one of the keywords that had been used for the website previously was industrial landscaping. And as you can see on the green line at the bottom there, it really doesn't have much in terms of search density. So this actually helps me focus on the keywords when I was rewriting some of the content of the website. So to move on to the social media, one of the important takeaways from creating a social media strategy is to, as Jay Baer says, focus on how to be social, not how to do social. And I think that's something that a lot of companies get wrong, is they go, how do we do social? You need to be sociable with your customers. In fact, as McDonald's says, the head of social media is the customer. So I kind of took that into mind when I was creating the social media content to support the website redevelopment and also to support the blogs. So this is an example of some of the posts that I posted on our Facebook profile. So as you can see, there's very strong branding there, and the strong visuals are coupled with very, very instantly recognizable message as well. So I wanted to make all of the WCC group posts very, very similar to each other, highly branded using brand colours. But I also wanted to have a friendly, professional tone of voice, which you can see here. No spooks attached, and tackle it today with your local experts, because the Facebook is a much more B2C platform. Now, I also created some infographics as well. As you can see, for our Japanese knotweed campaign, I created a Japanese knotweed infographic. And this infographic is coupled with call to action, our contact details and such like. And again, you can see that the graphics I've created are coupled with call to actions and contact details. And this is one of the posts that I put up to support our Japanese knotweed blog. And you can see the writing is friendly, professional, chatty, asking a lot of questions. Just really trying to engage our audience here. So you can see that the post reach goes up in peaks, but it can be quite high. The Halloween flood graphic that we put out there had a reach of 453 and was shared 5 times, which isn't too bad. And this is actually slightly out of date. As of today, we have 254 followers, which is a little bit of a jump. And using Facebook's native analytics, you can see that our Halloween post was actually 461 of a reach with 22 engagements. Excuse me. But also our flood content has performed quite well, as has some of the Japanese knotweed content. What this has actually done is it's given me an understanding of what type of content performs well, and actually for moving forward, when we slightly refocus the audience of our social media strategy, I will be focusing more on flooding and flood prevention. just because it performed so well in this particular case. So with Twitter, we had very similar branded graphics, but to support these branded graphics, we also had some hashtags. So we looked at floods, hashtag flood prevention, hashtag home improvement, hashtag wet weather. Also, when we were at the DESI Defence and Security Equipment International Conference in September, we used a lot of content over that weekend, a lot of video content. So as you can see, one of our colleagues trying out a parachute simulator, and here we have a video of one of our contracts managers using our QAB system. This did particularly well, 3 retweets, 11 likes. And actually, over the course of the DESI weekend, we managed to increase our Twitter following from around about 30 to 110 or so. And now we're on about 125. So that's quite a big leap, although obviously we do really need to focus on increasing those numbers. So over the period since just before DESI to now, our tweets earned 33,000 impressions. And you can see some of our top tweets as recorded from Twitter's native analytics is that we received 4,030 impressions with 32 engagements for our video of our contracts manager. And again, the other video that I showed you there with Andy in the parachute simulator also got over 1,100 impressions with a 1.4% engagement rate. So it just shows that using video is quite a efficient method for us to put our message out there on Twitter. So just having a look at Google Analytics. So over the course of developing the website, you can see with the users, we had a real spike in users when we were at DESI, and it's sort of fallen back to normal numbers with an even split between direct and organic search, but also a fair amount of social and referral traffic as well. And I think that's testament to the amount of work that's been put in to develop the social channels. Interestingly, organic search has the lowest bounce rate, suggesting that the content that's on the website is appealing to those who are searching for those particular for the particular information that's provided by WCC Group's website. And as you can see here, prior to June, the website wasn't up and running at all. And overall, we have a bounce rate of 81.68%. I'd like to see that reduced and the page views increased. But this is something that's going to have to be supported with PPC and at a later date. And again, you can see that our returning visitors is just 10.7%. Again, we'd like to make this much higher in order to show that we are creating engaging content that people want to keep coming back for. So the plans for the future for the website. During the course of developing the website, I realised that actually what we needed to do was refocus on a different audience group, and this needed to be a focus on B2G content. Now, this is business to government content focusing on public tender works, and therefore focusing content at procurement managers, procurement departments. So I've already started to redevelop the content to be more appealing to that sector. And I'll also be looking at developing LinkedIn and utilising this as the primary social media resource in order to reach out to procurement specialists and that sort of thing. Major marketing focus that we're going to have for next year is to develop a white paper on climate change and flooding and a webinar series, and this will be used to attract B2G clientele, and it'll be done in tandem with a PPC campaign, possibly done over LinkedIn with a LinkedIn ads campaign in order to really generate and stimulate interest in the right audience. But until then, the focus is on growing the social audience and growing website engagement, and that's just going to be through consistently posting high quality content and continuing to work on